Now, for sure, we really want to add a new task. So let's work on that functionality. And we will now talk about the so-called local reference. And without further explanation, you will just see what it does in a second. So let's switch over to our HTML. Here you can see our input field for a new to-do item. So whatever we write down here, let's say go to the mall, right? And you click on the plus sign later on the add button, you will add it to the list. So what we want to do is whatever we write down here into the input field, let's say go to the mall, we want to let the add button know that the value, right? So that when we click add, it actually submits the value from the input field. And we will do that by using a local reference. So use the hashtag sign we got right here and then call it new task. Now we can use that reference inside of the button click event. So here inside of our add method, we can now use new task dot value. And new task is an input field and the value is whatever we write down into that input field. Now he's complaining because our add method right now does not take any parameter. So let's switch over, or let's say first, let's switch over, scroll down to our add method and let's add a new parameter here. So new task of type string. New task is just the name that we can provide. It doesn't have to be named exactly like this, right? But new task is the best possible way because we want to add a new task. That makes the most sense. And now instead of, well, displaying alert hi, we can for sure display whatever the value of new task is just for some simple debugging. Awesome. Let's go ahead and check this out. Here we are in our application. Go to the mall. Let's hit add and you can see go to the mall. So now this is a local reference. Let me just explain you that one more time. Here we got the input field and we add a tag to it, which is like new task. Just like an ID, think of that. And then inside of the button, we want to submit the value of that input field because, well, we want to know what the new task is, right? And so we just use that ID to get access to that input field and then take the value. So as I said, new task is an HTML. You can see that on the top right side here, HTML input element. And this HTML input element has a property called value. And this is whatever you write down into that input field. So if I write down hello world, the value of that input field is hello world. Awesome. So don't forget that it is called local reference.